Now that we are done with our heart embroidery, we are going to affix it to the red cotton of the sachet using a single row of cross stitches that will run in a rectangle around it. There are 4 points marked on diagram number 13 in your Craft Caboodle sachet kit. O, P, Q and R. Each is 2 rows in from either side. To position your heart embroidery at the right spot of your sachet, place your crease template flat and put your pre-creased sachet fabric right on it, matching up the folds and lines. You would have noticed a crosshair on one of the sides. We are going to match the center of the embroidery pattern to the center of this crosshair. To find the center of your embroidery pattern, count 7 rows up from the bottom of your heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put a pin right into the center of that cross. Continue to push that pin into the fabric at the point that the crosshairs intersect. Now adjust the square of Aida so that it is level. Use a second pin to hold the 2 fabrics together. You can now remove the center pin. Use it to count 2 rows in from any of the corners. Mark that point. Take your needle threaded with 3 strands of floss. To start making your row of cross stitches, follow the row of dots from your pin to the right side. At any point, insert your needle from the front to the back. Bring your thread up 1 hole below the spot being marked by your pin. Once you have done this, you can pull out your marker pin. Proceed to make a row of half stitches going towards the right side of your fabric. Now that you have 4 stitches in place, go ahead and cut the knot off. Continue to make half stitches to the point Q at the other end. I am on the last stitch of the row from R to Q. Finish that stitch, and as if you were continuing down that line, bring up your needle in the bottom right corner. Rotate your fabric in your fingers and start stitching downwards. So my thread has come out here and I'm going to go to the left lower side of that square. This is the technique you will use for all the remaining corners. If you look at the back of your work, all you should have should be a series of parallel stitches. Continue to stitch around until you come back to your start point. I am now on the last half stitch to finish this side of the rectangle that's holding the Aida cloth onto the red cotton of the sachet. Make the last half stitch and bring up your needle almost as if you were going to make another half stitch, but this time, instead of going forward and remaking the first stitch, go backwards. Continue making the second half stitch so that you end up with crosses. We are now almost at the end of our rectangle. I just have a few more stitches before we reach point R. Let me show you how to end your thread once you're done. And for our last stitch, insert into the corner of square R, tighten your thread up, flip your work over to the wrong side and just insert it into the straight stitches on the back. 4 or 5 should do. And once you're through, put your work flat and clip. That's your finished heart pattern attached to your red sachet fabric.